Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. I'm also from Harmony on High Street in Campbelltown, Tasmania. So welcome. I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead. That's this week starting Monday the 10th of March through to Sunday the 16th of March 2025. So I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday the 10th of March here, and the time is 8:41 a.m. So I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website or from Harmony on High Street. Thank you and welcome to this video today. If you're new to watching, what I'm going to be doing is using my Oracle cards. These are cards that I created and illustrated. We've got two decks combined. We have the Speed of Light Oracle in the black and the Animal Kingdom Oracle card with the ladybug on the back. So we have two decks of 55 cards here, which makes 110 cards here in my hands. And I'll be looking for the best cards that the majority of us need for this week ahead. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that Something Shared supports you at this time. I do recommend that you take on board what does feel right, what fits into your life easily, and the things that feel like I'm speaking directly to you, I would be taking those things on board. If I was also listening, I'd be also noticing the things that I was perhaps reacting to or having especially an instant reaction to, like a rejection to, and I'd be looking into that as well, because those sorts of rejections, that instant reaction, can reveal a lot to us about our insecurities and our issues that we're holding on to. So notice what's working, notice what challenges you, let the rest go, and let's see what happens as we connect together today. So I'm going to start by shuffling the cards, and I'm asking the cards out loud. I would usually do this in my head, but I'm asking the cards to show the majority of us what do we need to know for this week, the 10th of March through to the 16th of March 2025. Good morning, Logan. Welcome. So, what's in store? We've had a very interesting week, a very interesting couple of weeks, actually. Maybe an interesting couple of years. We could really extend it through, couldn't we? So, okay, let's see. What do we need to know for this week? The best cards for the majority of us are these. I'm just going to lay them face down here next to me, so just bear with me a second. Okay, let's go. Hi, Laura. Welcome. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get started. Monday, the 10th of March. All the cards are face down, so I can't see them. So this is our card for Monday, the 10th of March. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and we have the Honey Bee, card 32. It says a short break. So some of us may find that either we're taking a short break. I know it's a public holiday here in Australia, but maybe we're thinking about or taking a short break, or we're planning a short break to come if we need to take a break. The other element of this card is about being efficient, or finding an efficient route, an efficient path, an efficient way to get something done, especially something that perhaps seems complicated, or maybe something we don't really want to do. Is what's the best, most efficient way we can get that done or do that thing, or whatever it might be. So there's an efficiency feeling here, the working efficiently with our energy, efficiently with our time, and efficiently with the things we have to do. That's all I really need to say about that, I feel. So we're going to go straight now to Tuesday the 11th of March. We have a Speed of Light Oracle card, and it is Stepping In, card 16. And it says solo commitment, test, allow and flow. So this is about stepping in, or if you prefer, stepping out and making a commitment, a promise to ourselves, a commitment. Now, it could be something quite formal and literal, like a contract of some sort, but it could be a promise that we make to ourselves, or a commitment to live more healthily, or to exercise more regularly, or meditate more regularly, or eat healthier food, or cut out the sugars, or the manufactured food, that sort of thing. So it could be a personal commitment. It could be a commitment to break a habit as well, a bad habit that we've been talking about for a while, perhaps, that's not healthy for us, or I seem to be addicted to this habit. So this is a great time, especially around Tuesday, to look at a new commitment for ourselves, breaking those habits, making a promise, something that we need to do, something that we can stick with, a commitment that we make that will help us stay, I feel like, dedicated to perhaps our health, dedicated to perhaps there's a feeling like a return to personal power. So it makes me think of things like, say, a bad habit, or something we might be invested in that is taking our power away. So there is a return of power, a return of personal power in this card, where we're the ones choosing what we want to commit to, or how we're going to commit to this. Now, of course, we don't want to make pie in the sky commitments that we don't keep. So I'm thinking of a commitment here on the ground, a commitment in our life, a commitment that's doable, that's practical, that's real, not something that we always seem to say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to change. But then the next day comes and I'm back into that bad habit, or I'm back into the same ways. It takes effort to change, commitment to change, dedication to change, but also making sure that we really want this. So let's make sure we're making a commitment that we can back up, that we can really seriously back up with action, back up with the realness of it, that this is a real thing we really want, not something we're just saying to please someone else, or saying because we should say it, but something that we can really follow through with. So let's make sure the commitments, or the promises, or the habits we're breaking, that we are ready to really follow up with that commitment, that it's not just an airy thing we're just saying again and again. How many times are we going to say we're quitting this habit, for example? Maybe you've been saying it for years and it still hasn't happened. So those sort of promises we make to ourselves that are not backed up, they're not followed up with action, or the reality of change, then it's just, our words then mean nothing. So let's make sure that we select our words carefully. We may want to even really think about what we need to commit to here, so that we can back it up. We can back it up with time and action and resources as needed. So this is a great, favourable time, especially around Tuesday, to make a commitment, to break a habit, to really look seriously about backing up our words with action. So that's Tuesday. Now, I want to go Wednesday, Thursday for this card. Wednesday, Thursday, 12th to 13th of March. Welcome, everybody. It's great to see you. Okay, Wednesday, Thursday, speed of light. We have the Lotus Heart. Well, this is a nice card to get for the middle of the week. Card 22. And it says the Om mantra: meditate, reconnect, and peace. This is finding peace in our heart. Now, we can also say peace in our mind, so a peace of mind, but peace of heart as well. And maybe they go together. Maybe it's difficult to feel peace in our heart if we're feeling tense and stressed out in our mind. So there seems to be a relationship between peace in our mind and peace in our heart, which we can also extend out to peace in our body. So there is a sort of an absence or a reduction of stress and tension in this feeling as well, like the stress and the tension that is sort of the opposite of peace. I feel like that wants to sort of move away. It feels like a storm passing. So the storm clouds wanting to pass away and move away from us. and leave in its wake peace or stillness or quiet. So there is something very peaceful about this energy. It feels peaceful. It's like a sigh of relief. A sigh of relief perhaps that it's over. Maybe it might be something like that. A sigh of relief that we've reached this point, or that we can breathe again, or that we feel even peace for a moment. So there is this just sense of almost like the stresses just sort of washing away from us, like water off a duck's back sort of feeling. It just sort of glides off and glides down us. So it might be worth thinking about or paying attention to the stresses and the tension and the overwhelm, perhaps the complications of things that we've been taking on. Have you been feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders? Because it does feel like this opportunity to sort of let that go, especially throughout the middle of the week. So it's actually interesting. The honeybees about finding an efficient path, an efficient route that makes more sense. It's more efficient, less stressful, an easier way, we could say. The commitment, making a commitment, stepping in, stepping out, however we prefer to see that. Feels like a promise that we make to ourselves, like some sort of dedication, some sort of commitment that we can back up with action. And through that, it feels like this peace sort of emanates really from within us. And this peace kind of pushes out the tension, or helps push out from within us. When we feel peaceful, when we feel, and peace might not be the best word, but when we feel quieter, when we feel calmer within ourselves, that radiates out into our life and our relationship. So I feel this sort of center of peace within us that reflects out, and then that acts as like that sort of oil on the duck's feathers, or whatever it is, that coating that allows the water to just wash away. So it feels like this peace coming out, this stillness that we find. It feels like that helps us be able to let go of the tension and the pressure that we feel like we're under, whatever we're being weighed down by. It probably doesn't mean it's necessarily going to go, especially if it's something we're in the middle of, but maybe something we can cope with a little better from a more calmer place moving forward. So let's feel the peace, and we don't have to wait till Wednesday. You might even feel this as I'm talking about it. Why not start connecting with that now, feeling the peace, the quiet, the calm within? Does it really matter that this thing that you're stressed about is going on? Can you just let that go? How important is this stuff that's stressful and tense for you? Okay, Friday the 14th of March, we have another Speed of Light Oracle card for Friday. It's scattered. It's card 13. So maybe we need this peaceful time in lead up to maybe a little bit of a chaotic Friday. We've got the scattered card 13 for the 14th. And it says overwhelm, confusion, concentrate and plan. So this is very much highlighting what I've just been talking about, although this is it in effect. So I feel if we don't do our best to utilize this space of peace and stillness and quiet, even if we only feel it briefly, we'll probably feel quite overwhelmed. There is this sort of whipping up of things potentially on Friday. We might feel things whipped up. We might find Wednesday and Thursday potentially fairly calm. We might feel more like ourselves than we've perhaps felt for a while. And then probably something stirs up on Friday. Thank goodness we felt that peace just before. So let's embrace the quieter, peaceful, relief-filled moments, because it feels like the scattered energy is probably going to whip up again. Something wants to whip up, like the wind's whipping up potentially on Friday. Now, there is good energy in this card because I feel like it's actually like the precursor of change. And sometimes things need to whip up and stir up and come to the surface so they can be released, so that we can move forward and can move on if we're struggling to move on at this time. Now, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling overwhelmed by the time you get to Friday, it sort of indicates to me maybe you haven't felt that peaceful energy that's coming through for Wednesday and Thursday potentially. So I would really double emphasize that not waiting for the peace to come. This Lotus Heart for Wednesday and Thursday, this is not external. This is internal. So if you're sitting back waiting, if you're feeling stressed out and tense and there's just a lot of pressure that's going on in your life, and you're sitting back and you're waiting for something peaceful to sort of hit you or land in your life, it's probably not going to come, which then makes me feel like this is even more amplified, that the pressure and the stresses and the potential overwhelm, especially around Friday, might be stronger. So be careful you're not waiting for peace to come. Feel it, connect with it, make time for it, meditate, breathe through it, let go, do all this stuff inside yourself so that you can set up a temple, a body of peace, of stillness, even if it's only for a short period of time, that you can embrace, that you can connect with, that you can feel just a little break or a sense of relief in whatever it is that you're dealing with. So it's important to remember this is coming within. Try not to wait for other people to provide it, or society to provide it, or for things outside of you to provide this peace and this stillness. It has to come from within. So we have to make time for a break, perhaps. We have to make time maybe to meditate, maybe to journal write, maybe to actively find peace, to step out into nature, to relax. So we have to be proactive in that for ourselves. No one else is going to do that for us. It's got to be internal. So Friday, this overwhelm, this whipping up potentially coming in, but this feels like the precursor. It's a potential for change. So even if something whips up, it's probably going to whip up, it's probably going to stir up, and this could be external. It's potentially going to stir up to prompt us forward. So there is this feeling of this energy wants to come in and shake things up so that the energy can move and we can, in turn, move forward. It might not be move forward on this day, but it's like it brings forward an energy that's moving. Even if it's anger that's stirring or frustration that's stirring, this is helping get that energy that's inside moving, the bottled up energy out. So ultimately this is to help propel us forward, but we may feel this kind of chaotic, unsettling energy to begin with. It's not a bad thing. Let's roll with it. Let's move with it. Let's work with the movement of this energy, because energy wants to move. Emotions want to move. If we bottle them up, well, we're becoming stagnant. Stagnant is not the natural place for us. So finding calm and reprieve and rest is temporary. So feel it as you can, this peaceful sort of energy, and allow it to support you as you move forward. There's energy that wants to move. Now this is for Saturday, the 15th of March. It is an Animal Kingdom Oracle card. And we have the Lamb. So this is new beginnings. There's new energy in the works. This is like a storm coming. And this is like all the rains and then the storm passes. And this is like the sun coming out after a period of rain or a period of storm. This is the spring, the first glimpses of spring after a long, cold winter. Long, cold, dark winter. This is new beginnings. It's hope. It's bringing a youthful, playful energy forward. So it's showing us actually that this energy that whips up and moves forward, especially this scattered energy, it feels actually fairly short-lived. Like it might just be something that triggers and activates and prompts some chaos within us. But then if we can let it move, if we can not hold on to it, but we can let it move and let it go, then there's like the birth of a new day here on the Saturday. And it feels like Easter, you know, it feels like a resurrection sort of feeling as well, this Lamb card. So there's something youthful, spring-like, playful as well for this Saturday. So let's see how we go for Saturday. And Sunday, the 16th of March, we have a Speed of Light Oracle. And it's the Tiger Claw. card 40, card 40. It says, stand your ground, speak, action, and courage. So on Sunday, or around Sunday, we might find that we step into sort of an assertive stance. This Tiger Claw card is very much about us being assertive. So we might need to step forward, step up, step into our warrior, sort of embody the warrior within us and stand our ground, clear the air, say what needs to be said, that sort of thing. So there might be some words that need to be spoken. There might be some strength that needs to be embodied, especially around Sunday. So we might find that if there's a tense situation that we've been just tolerating, we might find that we just have this strength, maybe a confidence, and perhaps even a fed up feeling within us where we just need to clear the air and say what we need to say and then move forward. So there's that sort of energy here, but it's very assertive, this particular card. So standing in our power and stepping forward in our, in an empowering personal power, strong, confident, a clear way. So there are our cards for this week. There's quite the mixed bag that sort of makes me feel that it could be a bit up and down this week. We might have like highs and lows as we move through the week. It does feel like it sort of waves through up and down. So we might find that. Let's embrace the up moments and the quiet, calm moments, and let's work through the down moments and the energy that's moving or the energy that's triggered or stirred that comes up this week. Let's use those energies, the uncomfortable ones, to propel us forward and propel us into wherever it is that we're going, because that's what they can do. But we can hold on to them. We can become bitter and resentful about them, and then we hold in that energy. So if we can use them to propel us forward, I feel like this could be quite a propelling week this week. So thank you very much. I am going to pull a theme card in just a moment. Before I do, though, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. If you'd like to learn more about the cards I've used today, my Speed of Light Oracle or my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, you can learn more about them on my website at templeofbalance.com.au. I'm doing spirit guide drawings in Tasmania, in Campbelltown, Tasmania, next Sunday, the 16th of March in the afternoon. If you're interested, you can book online on my website. Also, we have on the 20th of March, on the equinox, we're having a free healing time for members for 2 hours on Zoom. So if you're a member, if you've been thinking about becoming a member, that includes Patreon, Temple of Balance on Patreon, or a Pillar of Light member, then you can automatically come to that healing time on Zoom on the 20th. So you can learn more about that on my Patreon page. That's Temple of Balance on Patreon. So it's like patron, but it's Patreon, patreon.com. Look up Temple of Balance and you can find the information for that. Also, we have online card reading club coming up on the 20th of March. We're going to be looking at stepping out, then, and also my online art class is coming up next Friday, the 21st. So we're going to be looking at dedication for that particular class. But there's lots happening. You can check out on my website, templeofbalance.com.au. And if you'd like to learn more about what I do here, if you'd like to support my work, then please have a look on my website. Thank you very much. Now, I'm looking for the best card that the majority of us need for our theme for this week. So I'm looking for the best theme card for Monday the 10th of March through till Sunday the 16th of March 2025. And the best theme card is, let's go with this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card. And we have Floating, card 12. So it says spontaneous, calling, mental break and escape. Now there might be a tendency for us this week to want to escape, to want to run, to want to hide. We might find it helpful to confront the energy if we feel strong enough to do so. If it's a very new thing, if it's a new difficulty or challenge that we're going through, then we might want to sort of just slowly ease into it. If it's something we've been ignoring or avoiding for a while, then we might want to confront the energy. So there is this general sense of a confronting nature about the energies this week. But the confronting nature is to confront us with things that are maybe holding us back so that we can free ourselves to be able to move forward. There's again highlighted this energy of taking a break. Now, this is especially important if we've been feeling overwhelmed. So if we've been overwhelmed, it's sort of counterintuitive to take a break. But it's usually the thing we need. I know when I'm feeling overwhelmed, or if I'm on the verge of feeling overwhelmed, because I'm trying to be self-aware enough that I'm not suddenly feeling overwhelmed. I want to be aware of when I'm starting to feel it, so that I can do something about it before overwhelm kicks in, and then I just do ruthless things as overwhelm tends to make us do. So if I'm feeling on the verge of overwhelm, or if overwhelm has already kicked in, it's a sure sign I need a break. And it sort of seems counterintuitive because the mind makes us think that we've got a million things to do. We don't have time for a break. There's not enough time to do all this stuff as it is. So I'm not going to take a break. But actually, when we stop and we make a list of what we have to do, it's not usually as long as our mind makes us think. So our mind is blowing things out of proportion. So anytime I'm feeling that way, on the verge of overwhelm, and my mind is blowing things out of proportion, then I need to take a break. And I will take an hour or two. It doesn't have to be a week or a month, although if we're able to do that, maybe that would be nice. But, it doesn't have to be a long break. So let's take a break this week if we need it, if we're feeling overwhelmed, and we need to reconnect with ourselves and reconnect with what's most important for us. There's a spontaneous feeling too with this card. So we might find some things happen sort of surprisingly this week. There might be some spontaneous surprises, maybe of the good nature, maybe of the not so good nature, as we move through this up and down kind of roller coaster ride potentially this week. So there's an ungrounded feeling. We might find ourselves quite in our head this week. So let's make sure we nurture ourselves through. Let's stay connected with our body. Let's stay connected to nature, or doing things that are grounding, including cleaning, including creating. These things are also very grounding. So that might be a helpful energy to kind of keep this energy so we don't float off and away this week. So interesting. Let's see how we go. Safe travels through. And thank you for joining me today. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to connecting with you next time. Take care.